I know what it's like to be unmarried and pregnant, and I know how hard it is to figure out what to do. I was 22 years old when I became pregnant, living in San Francisco, and I never really thought about abortion. It just didn't really enter my mind. I was a Christian, and I, thought, okay, I'm going to get married because that's what you're supposed to do. I want to have this baby. And then when I shared that with my partner, he decided he didn't want to marry me. But I knew I couldn't keep the baby because I hadn't finished my education. And I wanted her to have a father and a mom both, and not just a mom. So I decided definitely I wanted to give her up for adoption. And it was a hard decision. It was, at that time, had to be a closed adoption. You would have no option to ever see your baby again. And so they didn't even let me hold the baby when I gave birth to her because they didn't want me to become attached. And that was a hard thing for me to go through, but I did give her up. I got to choose Christian parents for her, which was wonderful. And, signed off to say that I would never try to find her or connect, have any connection with her. So I came down here for my first job, and all the time I was teaching high school, I wondered, is this child that I gave up for adoption ever going to walk into my classroom? And that wasn't happening. I had 2 children with my husband, and they were growing up, becoming teenagers, and finally they were out on their own. And my husband said, now you could probably find your child, because now they have ways to connect birth moms with their children. So I put my name in. This was in 1999. And I got a call one day while I was at school. I think we found your daughter. She was 35 years old and had 3 children. Her parents were very supportive of her finding me. And we met in Grants Pass, Oregon. And because of that location, it was so close to my home, my mom got to meet my daughter and my whole family, and it was definitely something that God arranged. It was just a beautiful, beautiful reunion, and she had been searching for me for quite a few years. After 35 years, seeing my baby as a grown, beautiful woman with children of her own, there's just no comparison between making a decision to get rid of a child and seeing how beautiful life is for, her and for her children. I mean, they would not exist if I hadn't decided to have that baby and give her up for adoption. Why would I not want to give life, to a child? Her parents are gone now, so actually I'm the only mother she has. So God was so good to bring that about in His time. Her name is Susan, and she sent me the verse in a framed plaque. He makes all things beautiful in His time. And it's so true. So, that's where my faith makes a big difference, because I can trust God. And that is a big part of why I made that decision. Certainly it wasn't easy, but the other would have been tragic, To end a life is just something you don't really get over. What that child have been like? How could that child have blessed others? All of those things you need to think about God allows life to happen for a reason. He's got a purpose. It's not random, you know. So if you know that God is real and that He has His own purposes for how things happen, then you have to go with life.